Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you are new here, our family the Leopards travel full-time around New Zealand in our caravan. We've been chasing winter experiences like snowfalls to park our caravan in, hoar frosts that coats the landscape in ice from freezing fog. Amazing that there's not even a touch of snow in the area, just winter's magic. Not to mention all the stunning lakes we've been able to park up next to in the quiet of winter when there's hardly anyone around, and we've had these $1 million views pretty much all to ourselves and for free. But our series of winter videos are now over as we move towards summer, so naturally we're off to find some water now, with a bit of power diving and beach time in this episode, but it's blimmin' freezing. And exploring some cool spots along the coast, and how good it was to see the ocean again after 4 months in the mountains. Although getting a speeding ticket was definitely not in the plan, but more on that soon. But for the first time in 2 years of travels, we're going from 5 leopards to 4, as our 12-year-old Jade says goodbye to travel life to venture to the North Island for 2 weeks with the grandparents, and then to fly back to Queenstown all on her own. How growing up. But we start this episode back at St. Bathans, where we were in the snow in the last episode. So let's go back to there. So Jade, our 12-year-old, she's leaving caravan life. See, there she goes.
She's outies.
She is going back to the North Island. She's going to spend 2 weeks with Oamaru with Soph's folks, so she's driving up in the motorhome with them, going to take 3 or 4 days to get up there, and then she's going to fly all the way back to Queenstown on her own. We've got her a direct flight, so Oamaru will put her on the plane to come back to the Wellington, or come back to the South Island, and we'll go pick her up at the other end. So, bit of an exciting adventure for her. Soph's a bit sad about it.
Bit of an intense adventure for Mum. I'll get through.
I find it's just like Jade's going away on school camp. She's going to have a great time, and she's going to come back and be ready to go for some more caravan life. Hey Jade.
I quit.
But with that spring snow from our last episode now melted, we were all off on our separate ways, us to the coast, Jade headed north to Canterbury. It's 140 kilometres to the coast, not too far, just a 2-hour drive towing, through some vast, empty Central Otago scenery.
In a heart that's never bulletproof, I wonder why she loves my dollar bills. But there's no value with doubt through the roof.
So after 100 kilometres of open road driving, we pulled through the small village at Paliston. I thought I was back in a 70-kilometre area going over a bridge on the main road when a cop came past me, but it was a 50 kilometres for a few hundred metres more, and I was doing 65. Dang it, $120 speeding ticket for me. Ticket for the Leopards, our first ticket in the caravan.
Wait, hold on. Ticket for Michael.
We are a family, we will all pay.
You won't pay, it's your demerits. Your fault, the insurance will go up.
Oh, it's not going to go up. Anyway, totally my fault for not paying attention to the signs. Towing does take a lot of concentration, especially in unfamiliar areas. But not too much further and we arrived at the Moeraki Boulders Holiday Park at Hampden Beach. Cool, well we have made it to the Hampden campground at Moraki. This is like a proper campground that the NZMCA have purchased recently, and it's got full facilities. So yay for some long hot showers and being on power. Easy. Cool, well we're going to go for a little wander and have a look at the beach. It's nice and calm, there's not much wind today. What do you think of this place, Riley?
Cool.
So the way it works is you've got the commercial camp on your left, my right, and you've got the NZMCA over here, and so they're not really mixing. You can go over to use the facilities at the commercial camp with the little Kiwi Cash fob, and that way you can have a hot shower over there if you want, but I think it might be like $5 for a 5-minute shower, but if you can get into the commercial camp, there is a limited space in there and you can book it. So that's definitely a key if you want to get on Paua and get the facilities. They've just had a whole lot of work done to the NZMCA park for the $5 a night one. Guess to maximise a whole lot of extra space. Levelled it out. I think there was a whole lot of trees there that had the stumps removed.
I think they're growing grass so that there'll be more room. That's why it's tacked off at the moment.
Oh. For our family who is often trying to free camp or cheap camp, it's really nice to have all the facilities on our doorstep. Having washing machines and dryers instead of a separate trip to the laundromat. There's also a full kitchen with fridge and freezers, which is nice for us to be able to empty out our freezer and get rid of all the forming ice by using their freezers. And recycling and rubbish, which can often be with us for a week or more, so all that's now out of the truck. And there's a game room for the kids to hang out in. Just they aren't watching any of these videos. Good morning everybody, we've come to the Kātiki Lighthouse. Beaches look pretty awesome down here, but we're going to spare you from the wind because it's very windy out there. But we'll go and have a look. The sun's out, just the wind's up too. So
if it were up to me, time would just stand still. But it's not ours to keep.
a really nice track down to the coast where yellow-eyed penguins nest and loads of seals just laying across the grass for us to see. It does look like a pretty epic fishing spot as well.
Just like the sunrise makes every morning, count on me like that. I'll love you forever and back. Forever, forever, forever and back. I'll love you forever, forever. I promise you that forever.
We just saw a yellow-eyed penguin. He was so cute because he was hopping up these rocks and it was so funny. But he was there for about 15 seconds and then he went back into the bush, but it was still cool to see him.
We haven't seen a penguin in ages. The last time we saw one, I think it was dying,
and we saw a yellow-eyed penguin before too, and a little blue penguin.
We came for a little tiki tour to this spot called the Trotters Gorge. It comes up on the apps as a spot to camp. 2 little fords to get across which go quite dippy. I think we'd be alright with our caravan and also some low overhanging trees, but I think we'd be alright. And if we can get here, I think anyone could get here. But it's not a huge area to park. Probably not the greatest for solar either. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon and there's the sun. But it's out of the wind, which is nice, and there are a couple of walks that you can do here as well as the little stream to play on, which is pretty good.
I need a good rock like this.
Looks like there's a few good little swimming holes up along the bank there too. Probably actually a pretty cool spot to hang out. All of the tui birds up in the kowhai tree here. That's in flower now. With all that bird song with the tuis and the bellbirds, it definitely makes this spot pretty appealing. I think at this time of the year, today is September the 20th, you likely have the spot to yourself. The grass is a bit mucky though. We've decided we're going to stay another night. There's loads of kids here and they're all having a great time playing together. But we're taking everyone down the beach this morning to the Moeraki Boulders, which is pretty famous in this area, these nice big round rocks. We better go and check them out while we're here. We've seen them before, but it's a nice morning for a stroll down the beach, 2.5 kilometres to get down there from here. So there were a bunch of families here. Some we'd met before and others we hadn't. But Toby and Riley loved having the other kids to play with, and it was really cool for the adults too. The camp hosts at Moeraki Boulders here have been so accommodating, squeezing everybody in. That whole corner that we were in was actually closed off. I think it had been too wet. And it's also got those big trees there blocking solar. But they've made it all work so everyone can kind of fit in, and they're even letting us stay another night, so it's been really good. But it didn't take long till we had arrived at the Moeraki Boulders, which are pretty famous here in New Zealand. The kids all had a blast climbing and jumping from boulder to boulder, even burying their legs into the soft water-filled sand. Even found a couple more boulders up on the hill waiting to come down. Sweet team, well we are heading off from the Moeraki Boulders Holiday Park and we are going to head down the road to All Day Bay. We had not the greatest internet here with Wireless Nation until once again we went up on the roof. We're kind of tucked under this little hill here. You'll notice if you ever come here you go down quite a steep hill with a stop sign with the railway track. But up on the roof it's been good as gold. So all ready to go, we topped up our water tanks with water and we also stopped off at the dump station to empty all of the waste, and then we were on the road to one of our favourites, All Day Bay.
I am no castaway, but I'll wash away alright. This freedom's like no other, and I'm seeing bright new colours, 'cause being alone feels right at home tonight.
Well, I tell you what, All Day Bay delivering the goods. It's a beautiful day here. We've had quite a lot of wind when we've been at the beach the last few days, and today it just seems to be a bit of a glass off, nice and calm, which is what we love when you come to the beach. Look at it. So good to be back at this spot. We love it here. Free camp, 3 nights, and you can wander up and down this beach. It's cool here. Here's our friends, Gareth and Fav. One of those things though, you don't see friends for ages and then all of a sudden you're seeing friends all the time.
Right at home tonight. Feels right at home tonight. I really try to focus on myself, but myself is not priority. And when I finally bid her farewell.
So we're just sitting down on the beach here, and the whole time we've been in the South Island, even last year, I've always wanted to see like a seal or a sea lion come ashore from the ocean, and a big aggressive male sea lion just came up. I got some footage on my phone, so here's some video footage of my phone of the sea lion coming up, chasing us, trying to chase us off his beach. I think he was maybe trying to get to a big log that he could lean up against and fall asleep. So he's still there, wriggling about. Now with wildlife, you should always keep at least 10 meters away to give them space. But this big guy totally came up and kicked us right out of our place. I think he was maybe trying to get to this big log to lay next to. And we did keep our space. My phone has got a great zoom on it, but boy did he chase us away. Cool, well me and Riley, we're heading down to the reef. We're going to go for a dive, see if there's some sea life in there. The ocean temperature, looking on the website on Google, says that here at Kakanui Beach, it's All Day Bay, the water's somewhere between 8 to 10 degrees. So we might chicken out when we get there, but Riley's pretty brave and she loves looking at all the stuff in the water, eh? Mm-hmm. What do you want to see?
Heaps of illegal power.
Legal.
And octopus.
One of the reasons we love this spot so much is the reef. It provides so much exploring with all the rock pools at low tide. Although you can totally get caught out on this reef, as the area to reach the reef becomes covered with water before the reef itself. Getting in the water was very icy. We just went out to a spot where we'd found them before, but it was still really hard pickings. Nice to see some good stocks, but it seemed all the biggest ones were still undersized, but we did find some among the masses. So me and Riley managed to get 5 paua. We shared a couple with our friends. It was a lot of work. We were out there for about an hour. Pretty much it's like the place has been gone over with a fine-tooth comb. They're literally all, like anything that looks sizable, it's like 1 or 2 mil off. A lot of people ask what a paua tastes like. They think they're disgusting or going to taste like the ocean. I feel like if you like creamy mushrooms, that's my best comparison, eh?
They are.
Creamy, they're like eating creamy mushrooms, but a bit tougher.
Their texture is a bit rubbery, but it's nice once you've cooked it because it gets more softer. Yeah, it's not like mussels. I feel like are quite a strong seafood taste. They're nowhere near as strong flavoured as mussels. I don't really think they taste like mussels. Better, eh? Yeah, way better. We boil ours to tenderise them a bit. A lot of people just get like a rock and just smash them up to kind of tenderise them. It's our little trick that we learned being on the road, is that if you boil them in some boiling water for a couple of minutes or a minute or so, then it kills them and it also tenderises them. They're not so hard. Me and Dad are the only ones who like paua. Made a little bit of a seasoned shake bag of some smoked paprika and some salt and pepper for our paua, and we'll fry them off as like some paua chips a bit later on. I've never made paua chips before, but I have had them thanks to some friends. They came out really tasty and I'm looking forward to cooking them like this again. Yeah, they're good. Hey everyone, well it is a very different day out there today. Beautiful and sunny, but it is blowing a gale, which I hate. I hate the wind, it's so annoying. It really stops you from being able to get out and do anything. It's not like when we lived back in a house and you go about your daily jobs and it was windy, but when you're camping there's not a lot to do around here if you're going to have to be outside in the wind. We'll go out and show you.
feels like such a waste today when you're in a cool spot but you're in the wind, because what are we going to do? Yesterday it was warm enough we could kind of get out in the water. Not happening today, that's for sure. Down at the beach it seems a little bit more protected by these big macrocarpa trees and a bit of the sand dunes, but at the caravan it's not very nice. But I do always like to show you what it's really like living full-time on the road. It's heaps of awesome times, but there's also times where this is the reality. Not a whole lot to do, even if the sun is out. September, October though, today is September the 24th, and it's September and October are notorious for being our months with a lot of wind. But that's all for this episode, team. Hopefully we'll get back to all day bay during the summertime when the water's warmer and the wind isn't so intense. But it was nice to have some friends to be able to ride the wind out with. Thanks for following, and if you've made it this far, cheers. We'll see you in the next episode.